This video is just to talk about what I've been going through lately. Like these past few months have been, well, not past few months, past year has been so rough. Just constant fear and anxiety from the enemy and probably from myself from worrying too much about certain things. And the Lord has been letting me know that it is an attack and it is spiritual. At times I wondered if I was just worrying too much or believing that Satan just had the power to just drop fear and anxiety on me at the drop of a hat. But I do believe it is spiritual. I've seen some videos that confirm it, and also there's just been times when I felt fear just coming on me like out of nowhere, especially when I'm not really worrying or stressing about anything. Another thing that happened was that I got into an accident about a couple of weeks ago. I had been running errands and I was on my way home. I finally decided to go home because I was tired and I just wanted to take a nap. But I wasn't so tired where my driving was affected. So there's this particular area in my neighborhood where if a train comes through, traffic is backed up. So a lot of people, they're turning around, trying to go in the other direction. So I sat there for a while. I was trying to figure out what to do, and I decided, okay, I want to hurry up and just get home. I changed lanes. I was in the right lane. I merged to the left lane. I had plans to just pull into a parking lot that was across from me and just turn around and go in the other direction. So I looked both ways. I made sure it was clear. I didn't see anything coming at all. And just as I started going across, someone hit me. I was like so stunned, so startled. I couldn't believe what had happened. And the crazy thing was the person just kept going. I just sat there like dumbfounded. I just couldn't believe that this happened. So I had to call the police, but they really couldn't do anything because I didn't have the license plate. It just happened so fast. And I found myself feeling angry at times, just thinking, why didn't I go after the person? Why didn't I drive after them? But if I had have done that, I probably could have caused an accident, and I definitely didn't want to do that. So I had been trying to call different businesses in the area to see if they had video cameras. I usually have a dash cam in my car, but the stupid thing didn't work. It didn't capture anything. I called different businesses in the area, but they weren't able to help because a lot of them don't have cameras. There were a few businesses that did have cameras, but they said most likely you're not going to see the license plate. So I was just like, oh great. This is just great. My vehicle is being repaired. Well, my insurance has been very helpful. So they're trying to get everything straightened out, everything resolved. And then I have to look at it like, it could have been worse. It could have been way worse. The vehicle that hit me, it just hits my driver's side headlight. So the car wasn't totaled. I can still drive it, but I'm just getting that part of it fixed. I just wish I had that person's information. I just really hate that this person got away with what they did. And it's like, they're probably gonna do it again to somebody else. I'm probably just gonna have to let it go, pay the deductible for the repairs, and just move on. Something else that I think about in regards to this accident, God protected me. He kept me safe as I have said it could have been much worse, because I was actually in an SUV. So if I was in a sedan, like a regular car, and that person hit me, the damage might have been greater if I had have been in a sedan. But when I think about this accident, I am grateful that God was with me and he kept me safe. I walked away without a scratch. I wasn't injured. But I do believe that this was also something from the enemy. I believe it was done to generate more fear, because after this happened, I found myself afraid to drive. I could drive, but I just found myself being hyper vigilant. I'm not going to sit up here and say, oh, I'm a perfect driver, but I do try to be cautious. I do try to pay attention to what's going on around me. And I found myself just having anxiety, just fearing that another accident would happen again. And I had to keep telling myself, I can't live like this. Like, I have to be able to drive. I want to be able to continue driving. I like just driving around, taking road trips, just driving around, exploring different areas, just going for drives, listening to music. I like doing that, and I don't want to stop doing that. So I'm just determined not to let this stop me, to not let me live my life in fear. And I think that's what the devil wants. That's what he wants me to do. That's what he wants all of us, all believers, to do. And of course, whenever I go out, I do pray and just ask God to be with me, to just protect me and keep me safe. There's been so much going on. So I've been trying to just stay close to God instead of constantly getting frustrated and angry at God and thinking that God is somehow trying to make my life miserable, but that's not true. Whenever we're going through something that's really hard to deal with, or just any type of particular trial or circumstance, etc., the enemy wants us to think that God is not on our side, but that's a lie. He's always with us. Sometimes we just have to learn something from the different trials that we go through. We either learn something or they just help us to grow. So if you're going through a difficult time right now, I just want to tell you to stay encouraged. It's not going to be like this forever. It's not going to be like this forever. Just stay close to God. If you have to, vent your frustrations and your complaints, but also try to focus on giving him thanks. Focus on the good things. Because I know, in my situations, I tend to focus on the negative. And I have to, remind myself and try to steer my mind back into another direction. Because when you're constantly thinking about how things are going wrong, it's like you don't have any hope. You don't think that it's going to get better. So just try to hang in there and try to remember how God has helped you through different times, how he's come through for you, how he's been faithful.